Welcome to Getting Started with the Design Principles activity. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to a new tab, log into Google Drive. I'm logged in with my private account. If you want to log in with your school account, you would log out and sign back in with your district account. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my Drive by clicking on the Google Apps in the upper right corner and choosing Drive. I'm going to go to my Drive and I'm going to make a folder called Design Principles. I will choose New Folder, and type in Design Principles. And all the lessons for this activity will be put into that folder. I'm going to right-click on that folder and make it public. So I will right-click and choose Share, Share again, and I will change it from Restricted to Anyone with the link, and then Done. That way, anything that you share in that folder with other people can be viewed. Otherwise, if you don't change the share settings, you are the only one that can see anything that's in that folder. So now that you made that folder, I'm going to right-click and I'm going to choose Organize and change the color so it stands out. I'm going to go back to the Design Principles lesson, and on step number 3, I'm going to pick up these lessons. So I'll open up the link, and in the upper right corner I will choose Use Template. Once I choose Use Template, I want to make sure it gets into the folder I just created. You want to stay organized, otherwise you're going to have all kinds of documents everywhere in your Google Drive and it will be hard to find things. So once you open it, there's a folder and it says Move. Click on Move and there's the folder. I will click it and choose Move, and then Move again. I will go back to the activities and pick up the next lesson called Fix Poster. I will choose Use Template. I will then choose that folder that pops up at the top, Move, Design Principles, and then Move again. And there's one last activity to pick up. So you should be picking up 3 lessons to work on. Again, Use Template in the upper right corner, choose the folder, Move, Design Principles, Move, and then Move. Now when you go back to your Google Drive and you open up that folder Design Principles, your 3 lessons will be in there. You will start with CARP Design. If you were going to do this with your students, you would do this presentation first. If you have access to Pear Deck, this has been set up for Pear Deck, which is fabulous. I do set up a slide so that when students are logging into Pear Deck, the students don't get bored while they're waiting for those students to get caught up. You could add whatever you want for this slide, but it's just a way to keep your students engaged, and then you navigate using Pear Deck. Otherwise, you can just go through this with your students if you do not have access to Pear Deck. Once you complete this slide, the last activity says Get the Fixed Poster. Well, keep in mind you just picked up that poster, so if you were going to share this with your students would need to pick up the poster. This is one way to get this to your students. So the second activity requires you to fix the poster, which you already picked up. So I'll open up the folder, Fix Poster. You're going to want to save this to share with your students if you so choose. But if you want to complete this task, I recommend that you right-click and choose Make a Copy. In that Design Principles folder, right-click and rename it, and I'll call this Student. That way you know to share this with your students in order for them to fix. For you to practice, maybe I'll right-click on this one and rename that one Practice Fix Poster. You would open that up, the Practice Fix Poster, and the video is in 2 locations. You can get it here. Here's the video, or you can get it on that presentation. There's the video right there. It will show you how to fix that poster and make it attractive. Once you fix the poster and make it attractive, you can go back to that folder and open up Places I Want to Travel. This is the last activity that will really help you understand good design, and it will definitely help your students make more attractive products. All the material the students will need are here. The videos are located on that slide number 3, and this is an example of what you will be creating, and the students will create that from scratch. Just for the record, I made this an image so that students can't just copy and paste what's on that slide, paste it here, and then just change the images and the titles. Just a little tip, because I know there would be students that would copy this and just replace the images and the colors and so forth. I highly recommend that teachers do the tasks of this assignment so they're in a better position to help their students, and it's a good skill to have. So if you use this slide, You can do it on this slide, but keep in mind you need to have a slide for your students. So what you could do is right click and choose duplicate slide. You could practice here just to have that skill, and then when you're ready to share it with your students, make sure you delete that slide. Or you could also right click and make a copy in your Google Drive for you to practice. This concludes the session on how to get started with the Design Principles unit. Until next time, you have a wonderful day.